We open with Peter getting beaten by his senior as usual. But this time, Peter doesn't just endure it, he fights back, beating up his senior. When another soldier arrives, Peter flees quickly. With Peter now on the run, Michael and Park discuss the situation with their senior. Park suggests conducting a large-scale search for Peter, but Michael advises keeping it quiet to avoid media attention. The senior agrees with Michael, and Park once again orders John and Kreese to track Peter down. Park then shares a story about a dog that bit its owner. The owner wanted to shoot the dog, and Park asks, whose fault is it, the owner's or the dog's? When neither John nor Kreese can answer, Park concludes, it doesn't matter, because we are the dogs in this situation. Before joining the army, Peter had worked as an art school teacher. When John and Kreese visit the school, they meet someone who provides Peter's cloud server ID and password, hoping it will help. She tells them that Peter was kind-hearted and had even helped her get into the school, pleading with them to help him in return. John promises that they will do their best. John then tracks down one of Peter's friends from before his military service. The friend shares that they used to bond over anime and making cartoons, spending their free time together. However, recently, Peter had become aggressive and easily provoked. The senior Peter had beaten up was Wong, who had just been discharged, and had taunted Peter on his way out. Peter might now be looking for revenge on Wong. John quickly finds Wong's address. Meanwhile, he discovers that Peter had uploaded a cartoon to his cloud, revealing all that had happened to him in the army. John contacts Park and Kreese, saying that Peter might be heading to Wong's place and that he's checking Peter's last known location. Kreese and Park join him in the search. At a bus stop, John meets two other officers, and together they search every bus until they finally spot Peter. John urges Peter to surrender peacefully, but Peter attacks him and escapes. As another officer tries to stop him, Peter accidentally pushes the officer in front of a bus and runs away. John informs Park and Kreese, and the injured officer is rushed to the hospital. With the police now involved, the senior officer blames Michael for drawing too much attention. Park orders John to pass Wong's address to the police, leaving the case in their hands. But John, determined to protect Wong, goes to Wong's place himself. When he warns Wong that Peter is coming to kill him, Wong dismisses the threat, claiming he can handle Peter, and shuts the door. In the parking lot, John confronts Peter, who tries to flee. John catches him, but Peter shocks him with a stun gun, knocking him out. Peter then heads to Wong's door with a knife, but Wong ambushes him from behind and beats him up. Completely unhinged, Peter mocks Wong, saying, "Why are you shaking? Are you afraid of me?" He pushes Wong and escapes, laughing. Kreese captures Peter outside and notifies Park. In the following scene, Park escorts Peter away, telling him, "Killing someone never brings peace or revenge. The victim dies, but the killer lives with regret." Peter, irritated, tells Park to stop talking nonsense and accuses him of hiding the truth. He then grabs Park by the throat, causing their vehicle to crash. In the final episode, we learn that Peter had dreams of becoming a cartoonist after his discharge from the army. But now he's in deep trouble. Everyone in the crash was injured, and Peter used the opportunity to escape. He kidnaps Wong, and now both the police and the army are working together to find him. The army's senior officer, not wanting the truth about the soldier's treatment to be exposed, forms a special unit of Peter's former comrades to eliminate him. However, Peter is determined to reveal the truth and get his revenge. Meanwhile, Kreese updates John and Park at the hospital, and Park insists on saving Peter because he doesn't want their own men to be labeled as terrorists and killed. John agrees to help, and although Kreese is hesitant, he joins them. Michael, trying to end the situation, sides with Park and shares Park's phone location to help. Peter, meanwhile, takes Wong to a tunnel. When he realizes the phone is still on, he quickly destroys it. He continues ahead with Wong while two police officers search for him. Around the same time, Park, John, Kreese, and military forces arrive at the tunnel. Park orders John and Kreese to go inside. As the situation escalates, Peter decides to hold off the forces outside. Meanwhile, Wong manages to free himself and beats Peter severely. Just then, the police arrive. Seeing them, Wong steps back, but Peter attacks the officers, creating an opportunity for Wong to escape. Soon after, John arrives alone. John tries to stop Peter, but Peter pushes both him and Kreese aside. He then grabs a police officer's gun, locks the door, and escapes. Outside, Park is trying to delay the forces, pleading with his senior officer, explaining that Peter is one of their own soldiers, not a terrorist. However, the senior refuses to listen. In the meantime, Peter catches Wong again and holds him at gunpoint. Wong, terrified, breaks down in tears and begs Peter for forgiveness for how he had treated him. But Peter is beyond forgiving. Just as Peter is about to shoot Juan, Chris intervenes. He tells Peter, "You think we're here to save Juan, but the truth is, we're here to save you." Peter, however, responds, "It's too late now." At that moment, John arrives and tells Peter, "The girl you helped get into art school is doing really well." Hearing this, Peter breaks down and starts crying. As John and Chris approach him, Peter fires a shot into the air. The gunshot alerts Park and the forces, who rush inside and surround Peter. Peter, feeling cornered, says, "To change things, someone has to make a sacrifice." With that, he shoots himself, leaving everyone in shock. John collapses in tears, devastated by what just happened. Afterward, life slowly returns to normal. As always, the army covers up the incident by declaring Peter mentally unstable. Although John and a few others have had a change of heart, no real changes occur within the army itself. In the final scene, we witness how Peter's overweight friend, who had been tormented by the seniors because of Peter, finally snaps. He guns down the senior officers in a fit of rage, bringing the first season to a close.